And we are live. Yes, we are live on a Sunday night, but a Sunday night for a special reason, my friends. We're talking NYK, New York forever, New York Knicks. I'm wired up, 2 seed, playoff starts Saturday. And you know what? I don't care if it's Philly, and I don't care if it's those little, you know what, from Miami. Mr. Kirkpatrick, it's an honor to be with you tonight. Bring them on. Let's go. Go Knicks. What's up, my
I'm gonna
friend?
do the Bronco claps for
Let's
you,
go.
Kurt. I'm gonna
Let's
do the
go.
Bronco
Let's go.
claps, but we're turning them into Knicks claps.
Let's
Our
go.
good friend PA Scratcher guy in the kick chat, Kurt, saying hello. So we'll just say hello, PA Scratcher guy.
What's up,
I
PA?
know our friend. I know our friend Carson, our co-host on K and K. He's going to be doing a stream on his show tonight. So those that like, you know, get the gambling itch and they want to watch some fun games that Carson will be playing on his casino stream. Ticket Time will be on shortly as well. So when we're over tonight with our show, go check out Carson on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you want to. Not Facebook, but YouTube or Kick, wherever you want to see him. He'll be on tonight, and I'll be seeing him on Wednesday with Paul as well. This is a basketball show, Kurt, but at the end, uh, Carson went live the same time we did. Yeah, no, we didn't mean to do that, but we got a special one tonight. But we'll send everybody over Carson's way when we're finished.
Yep.
Uh, I'll be over there hanging out with Carson in a little while as well. Uh, was just going to say, Kurt, you're going. You won't be with us Wednesday. You and Jen are taking a nice trip to the NFL Hall of Fame, and that's
We
very
are.
exciting. Look forward to seeing some pictures and some stories. But before we get started, Kurt, I'm going to run everybody down our schedule this week and next week for the K&K Sports Network. Uh, Tonight we're doing a special Knicks show. Monday night we have Paul and I are going to be back on our Giants football talk, talking NFC East preview. And we're bringing a good friend, and great guest. Coach Joe Breslin's going to be joining us, talking some NFC East. He's a big Commanders fan. Going to be very exciting to talk to him about the draft and the NFC East in general. Wednesday, of course, like I said, you're going to be at the Hall of Fame, but I'll be with Carson and Paul. We'll be bringing you all the good stories in the world of sports, K&K Sports Show. Thursday, Wits and Wagers is on hiatus now. Back to Tuesday nights. You and Jen are going to be getting all in on high school sports,
Yep.
back on track. Fridays is kind of like open. We throw some random shows in there sometimes. And we got a schedule change for What's the Scoop. What's the Scoop is going to temporarily be moving to Sunday nights, 9 p.m. And for those who didn't check out What's the Scoop yesterday, he had a great former referee and UFL supervisor of referees, Jim DeBellis was his guest, former referee. Amazing content.
A
Go
lot of
check
great
out
info.
great interview, great guy, great show. Go check out What's the Scoop on Saturday nights, Kurt. But going forward, I'm sorry, check it out. It was on last night, but going forward, starting this week, it'll be Sunday evenings, 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay. We got a good friend, Albert Knoppers, Denver Bronco Roundup. Howdy, y'all. Just saying hi before I am part of my daughter's birthday party. Everyone, this crew is amazing. Well, happy birthday to your daughter, Albert.
Happy birthday. And hey, the Denver Bronco Roundup, guys. Kurt, I want to mention one more show.
Yep.
Keith, Trevor, Albert, and Jody, the awesome four guys. Amazing Broncos show. I'm a Giants fan. They got me interested every week in hearing what they got to talk about. And they're just very knowledgeable guys, very entertaining, great all-around show. Myself and from K&K, Scoops, who's on both networks, and Keith, Trevor, and Dutchie from Rocky Mountain Sports Network. We're mashing up our shows. We're coming up with a name, and we're going to have some draft. We're going to have a live draft show that night. Day one's going to be broadcast on our network. Day 2 and 3 on their network, but we're going to share it with each other's pages, so it'll be broadcasted. And there'll be people coming on. You'll be coming on happy or sad after the Broncos pick or whenever you want to come on. Carson's going to be live from the draft, calling in and being on video with us. So very exciting to hear that show, get that show going, and the draft next week. But now we got about 50 minutes to talk Knicks, Kurt, and I'm ready to talk Knicks.
Let's
so
go.
You get it started, my friend, because I did all the breakdown on the shows. So
Kenny, what can we say? The second seed in the Eastern Conference are our New York Knicks. That New York Knicks that didn't have Randall for what, 40 games, OG for 20 games. I mean, all I know is I'm just going to tell you this. I've been working all weekend on a nice little project. The sports room will be fully decorated and ready for Saturday game 1, Kenny. I'm bringing everything out this year. We're going to have new content up. We're going to have, listen to me, I bought about 40 basketball cards of Reed and Frazier and DeBusschere and Bradley. I'm ready to roll. I'm bringing everything out because, Kenny, we have a chance to win this title now. Now. We don't sit back. Oh, should we not play? Should we not play for Philadelphia or Miami? Bring them on. Let's go. You know what? You forgot one show. Live Friday night, Mr. Kirkpatrick, probably 9 p.m. Eastern. Someone's ass is going in the freezer because I will be broadcasting live, and I'm going to change it up. It's not going to be me. You know why? I talked with Joey Clams. I want Joey Clams on with me, putting him in the freezer. I want Mark on with me, putting him in the freezer. I want Knicks fans on with me. Because you know what? We all got to do this. It's almost like we did with the Mass. Remember the Mass?
Yep.
In 94? We're going to bring that back. So let's go. Someone's going in a freezer live Friday night. But Kenny, I'm fired up, man. 2 seed. I don't care who we play. I just want this started.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kurt. You know, I said it from early in the season. The Celtics stood at 1 seed. The Knicks match up best against the Celtics over any other team in the East. Mm-hmm. And it's because of our bench. If you keep the game close, the bench will take over, and we have a good chance of beating them in a great series. But hey, 50 wins, Kurt. 50 wins. Who would have thought that beginning of the season? And then when you like you said, Randall goes out, Anunoby goes out for a period of time, and
Mitchell Robinson's out.
Mitchell Robinson and not just Brunson, but let's give credit to DiVincenzo. Let's give credit to Josh Hart. Let's give credit to Isaiah Hartenstein. Let's give credit to Precious Achiuwa. Miles McBride most recently, and Bogdanovich. Let's give credit to those guys, but especially the big three. I call them the big three, but the three amigos was the Bronco name. We got to think of a name for the Villanova guys.
Oh, the Nova boys.
The Nova boys.
The Nova boys. But Kenny, you just rattled off a bunch of guys. And you know who we got to give? I mean, listen, we got to give major props to obviously Thibodeau. But Kenny, Leon Rose, okay, signing Brunson when everyone said that's ridiculous contract. Guy's making $25 million a year, okay? Basically, why are we going to just trade Obi Toppin? You got DiVincenzo. You traded for OG with a throw-in with Achiuwa, okay? You picked up Burks and Bogdanovich, all right? Miles McBride in the second round. I mean, trading for Josh Hart, signing Hartenstein. I mean, Leon Rose has brought this team. It's amazing what this guy's doing, Kenny. What's your thoughts on him?
I talk with friends at work, about basketball. Leon Rose has been amazing, and he's done one thing that nobody says. He's kept Jim Dolan out of the news, right?
Great point.
You know what I'm saying? Like I got to give credit to my friend Mac, who I work with. He said that. He goes, your owner is not in the news, and that's the best thing for the Knicks, and that's why you can be a very dangerous team in these playoffs, because your owner is not being mentioned at all.
Well, can I say something to you about that? And, I think Jim Dolan gets a lot of bad reputation, right? Because I'm going to tell you why. When things are going good, right? Hey, I mean, I'm not, if I'm the owner, I'm not going to let you, Kenny, just do whatever you got to do and do a garbage job over it. I got to get involved. But he doesn't get involved now. Why? Because Leon Rose is doing a great job. Let him do his job. I mean, listen, isn't that what an owner should do? Right?
Yep.
We talk on the Broncos show. Oh, Penner got involved because Nathaniel Hackett it was garbage. Right? So, you know what? Hey, that's a good thing Dolan's out of the picture. But Leon Rose, man, Worldwide West, all those guys. By the way, return the bell saying good evening, guys. I love it, Kenny. I love this front office. I love this coaching staff. I love this team's mentality. These are the Knicks we grew up with, Kenny.
Let me do this with you, Kurt. Why don't we break down? I'm gonna, obviously we got Brunson, okay, but let's just, no matter who we play, if it's the Sixers or Heat, okay, I'm going to see if it's going to be different for each team. So Brunson's going to be the clear number one guy, okay. DiVincenzo, what does he have to do for us to be successful in the second round? Does he need to get 20 plus? Like, what does he need to do offensively?
What he just needs to do is to constantly hit these outside shots, because we look back last year, and especially in that Miami series, right? And again, this is a little on Tibbs, and me and Jen were talking about this today. But, you had Jalen Brunson, who was an all-world player last year in that Miami series. But listen, a good coach like Spoelstra said, you ain't going to single-handedly beat us. We're going to double and triple team you. Here's the problem. When he was kicking it out last year, he had Josh Hart taking jump shots, RJ Barrett taking jump shots, Julius Randle taking jump shots, guys that can't shoot. Now you have a sniper out there where you want to double me? You want to double me? Double Brunson? Boom. Outside, DiVincenzo, knock it down. He's got to be our number one outside option, Kenny. And you know what? If he does what he did this year, teams are not going to be able to do what they did to Brunson. So
no, exactly. Yeah. And I agree. He played the whole game today for over 50 minutes. So he's going to be. He could be the reason we get where we are, over Brunson, because I think he's the clear number two option. And Tibbs is showing a lot of confidence in him, not having him rest at all.
Yep.
Last game of the season, playing that many minutes. So I think he's the clear number two, and he deserves to be the clear number two option.
Kenny, real quick, Joey Clams texting in. The Knicks defense will be the key to win the East. You know what? Nobody plays defense like this team, Kenny. They don't. No. They don't.
No. And now let's go next guy, Kurt. Josh Hart. What do you want to see from him?
It was funny because I was screaming at this thing today late in the game when he's got the ball in his hands, and I'm yelling, get the ball out of this guy's hands late in the game. A layup or nothing else. And last year, listen, I love Josh Hart, man. I mean, if he don't remind you of John Starks, he's the closest things we had to John Starks. But here's the key, okay? Here's the key. He cannot become a jump shooter. What I love what he has been doing now is go to the basket, cut to the basket, okay? Last year it was kick it out to Josh Hart. Miami let him shoot for jumpers. No. He had 31 points the other night, no three-pointers. That's what I want. Do all the small things. Hey, keep him honest with a jump shot, but I don't want you shooting, 17 jump shots in a game. No, that's not your game. Keep attacking. And Jen was saying today, hot potato. And you know what? Because I kept saying, late in the game, you get the ball, hot potato. Get it out of his hands, out of Josh Hart's hands. Go rebound it, kick it out. That's what I want, hot potato. We got a comment from Nice saying, DiVincenzo and Deuce are great when those threes are falling.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'll skip. I'll go right. I'll go out of order here. Deuce McBride, Kurt. Where did he come from? I mean, what a gem, right? What a shock, that pleasant surprise Deuce has been last month of the season. And Alec Burks, all the trades don't work out. Burks struggles, right? Deuce comes in and he takes advantage of that
Yep.
opportunity, and that's it. And I love it. Now Deuce deserves to be that guy behind Brunson at point guard and come in and play more minutes than he has been playing. So fresh legs. I love Deuce McBride. I love his defense.
Yep.
And whoever we play, I got confidence that he's going to be a 1-1A with Anunoby on defense and stuff. Give me Boston in a 7-game series. I'm telling you, with a healthy Anunoby and McBride on the defensive end, stopping Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's go.
And there's, again, Jen is saying hot potatoes. I was screaming at Josh Hart. Know your role today. Stop with the jump shot. Stop with the dribbling. So I said, even when we went to dinner, I said, I felt bad. I was a little on Josh Hart, but hey, he's the heartbeat of this team. Like, it's going to be, I'm putting that paper up today. That's what it is. He's the heartbeat of this team. But again, attack the basket. I don't want tons of jump shots from him. Attack the basket, rebound, push the ball, do your job. Mark Calderio, hey guys, second seed boys, let's go. He's a sleeper McBride. Mark, 9 o'clock Friday. Not only am I going live, Mark, I want you with me because somebody's going in the freezer. I want to get a bunch of Knicks fans on this stream Friday night. We're going to bring you in. You're going to be live. I'm putting whoever it's from Philly or Miami in this freezer. It's your tradition. Keep them cold. So I want you, Mark, Friday night. We'll talk during the week. But Kenny, you mentioned McBride. You know what? Just like you said, this guy's defense. And you notice he's just got that, like, hey, I'll take this 3. I'll take this jumper. He's got that cocky attitude. I love him. Love him.
Let's get back to the starting 5, Kurt. OG Anunoby, what a pickup in a trade. What a, when it happened, I'm in a bunch of Knicks groups like you are. What are we doing getting rid of Isaiah quickly and RJ Barrett? And, it's the emotion of fans. I get it. I truly get it because I'm right there with everybody. We both followed Alan Hahn, great on the MSG, great on the ESPN radio network, New York. Big Knicks guy, does games now. Love that he's doing games. We get emotional. And we fell in love with quickly. But I said, this, you know what? This OG Anunoby is a great pickup. Precious Achiuwa, he's not bad, I said. He's not bad. But let's start with Anunoby, and then we'll go to Precious Achiuwa, Kurt. Those 2 pickups in that trade. But what do you want to see from them? Anunoby, do you want to see a lot of minutes from him? Do you not want to see a lot of minutes from him? You want to keep him healthy, especially early in these playoffs. But, who we're going to face first round is going to be a battle. So what do you want to see from OG?
Well, first 2 things, like you just mentioned about the RJ Barrett and Isaiah and Emmanuel Quickly, right? Listen, I love those 2 guys. I do, but this is a business. Do you know what? OG's better than both of those players, right? Those guys last year, I mentioned it before, and I said, how many open jumpers did RJ Barrett hit? He couldn't hit them. Quickly, that was terrible in the postseason last year. Terrible. And you know what? Quickly wants, I want $30 million a year. You're not getting it. You don't perform in the playoffs, you don't get it. And hey, I love OG Anunoby, but you asked me what he wants me to do. He wants $30-40 million. Then you know what I want him to do? I'll tell you what I want him to do. Lock him down. Let's go. Lock him down. If you're on Maxey, lock him down. If you have to play Embiid a little, lock him down. If we got to play these little, you know what, from Miami, I don't want to hear playoff Jimmy Butler. Lock him down. Lock him down. That's it. Shut him down. That's it. And you know what? Then we move on. You get your money. That's what I want. You're not supposed to be
turn the lights off. Let's go.
I don't want to hear no
lights
more about this Jimmy Butler in the postseason. Not now. Not with you. Shut it down. That's what I want. You shut him down, you make your money. Give me a little offense. Give me that corner 3.
Nailed
Give me a little of everything. I'm fired up.
Nailed it.
I'm wired up.
Let's go. Little offense. You nailed it. Give me 15 to 20 a game. I'm okay with that because I'll get offense my other 2 guys. Right? Yep. Number 1, number 2 option. But you said I want lockdown. Lights out defense from him.
Him down. Like when I mean lockdown, I want to see Jimmy Butler 7 for 26. That's what I want. That's what shooting 23% from the field. That's what I want. You know what? When I need to, if we're playing, and then when he goes out, and here comes Tyler Hero, bang, 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 shut that down. Just everyone he goes on, shut it down. That's what you are. You're the best defensive player in basketball, right? Let's go. And if it's Philly, I got to put you on Maxey. Got to put you on Maxey. Hey, we might have to defend and beat a couple minutes a game. Go ahead. Let's go. That's the difference now. We got him on our team. We control it. We decide who we're going to take. We just take them out of the game.
Oh,
Let's
yep.
go.
I like Nice's comment there, Kurt.
Yeah, today's game, OG and Hart looked like they really wanted the day off. LOL. Yeah, I mean, listen, I was screaming at Hart. I never do. That's my boy. But Mark saying, "Okay, sounds good, buddy. Let's go. Give me Miami last year. It still bothers me too. It still bothers me.
We're gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that question in a minute. But yeah, a couple more guys. Let's go over, Kurt. Since I went with OG, let's go to the other guy that came in that trade. Precious, who's been getting some valuable minutes, and another what a steal of a player, right? He was just a throw-in, and he gets into the lineup because of all the injuries, and now he's still getting playing time with the 9-man rotation. So, give me your thoughts on Precious.
Well, I'm
going into the playoffs.
I'm going to say two things. One, I thought about you today, and I watching that game. At the end of the game in overtime, I said to Jen, Kenny's gonna like this because what? And I give Tibbs a lot of credit because he's been known to be stubborn and not change things. But you know what? Today,
change things
late
up
in the game, right? They didn't play Mitchell Robinson. I guess play him a little, but they want to get him postseason ready. Hartenstein, little struggle today. And he went Achua at the 5 on Vukovic, right? What that does, it gives you a little more offense. Okay. It gives you a guy who could hit free throws. I know you scream all the time about Mitchell Robinson and the free throws. It gave you a guy that was like shot out of a cannon, just going over offensive rebounds, dunks, and you're like, wow, like I don't need 40 minutes of Achua.
Nope.
You give me 15 to 20 minutes of how you played tonight, along with Hartenstein, along with Mitch, and now I could play him at the 5. Damn right, I like that. So, yeah, a little more of an offense. Like he doesn't have to play the 4. He could play the 5. We can go a little small, but you know what? He's going to be a menace on the boards. I love him. He's a 90 Nick mentality. I want to give him postseason minutes. I really do.
I do too. And in a close game in the 4th, I have no problem what he did today, going small against and getting a little more offense with some defense, and some defense. A guy who could shoot free throws. Mitch, you can't put Mitch in a tight game in the play, especially in the playoffs with his free throws.
He's unplayable.
But, play Mitch early and wear down, whether it's Embiid or Adebayo in round 1. Wear them down early. Wear them down.
You know what? You got a 3-headed monster, Kenny. 3-headed monster now. Mitch, Hartenstein, and Achua.
Yep.
That's it.
And these other 2 teams that I just mentioned, the Sixers and the Heat, they don't have that.
No,
they
don't.
They got Adebayo and nobody behind Adebayo, and they got Embiid and nobody behind Embiid because you've seen how the Sixers were without Embiid. So there's nobody behind Embiid. And the Knicks match up well against both of those teams because of their depth at center. They can wear those centers down, and I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Me too.
Couple more guys to go over. Why don't we go over the centers? The centers are left, Kurt. Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson. Let's go over them too.
Kenny, Hartenstein, I mean, this guy is, you talk about MVP, and obviously it's Brunson. But, I mean, this guy, Hartenstein, man, I mean, he's going to make himself a lot of money. Kenny, I think he should be our starting center next year going forward. And nothing against Mitch. I like Mitch, but I think Hartenstein's the better player. Listen, he hits that little floater in the lane, right? That little jump shot. He could hit a free throw. You could run a play for him. Pick and pop. He could shoot a jump shot. The guy's a menace on the boards. He hustles, blocks shots. I want him as my starting center, Kenny. And I'm telling you, I'm not, okay, well, he can't play Jokic and he can't play Embiid. And listen, this guy gives you all he can do. I'm all in on Hartenstein, man. I really am.
I got a fun little one at the end of the show for the 2025 season. I know we're talking playoffs, but I got a fun one. And going to be some trade scenarios too, and we're going to see which players that would fit in a trade. Would you give up these guys for these star players that could potentially be coming to the Garden, in my opinion? So looking forward to that at the end. But yeah, hey, Isaiah Hartenstein, did I not tell you I fell in love with this guy? He's my number one now. And when he took over, when Mitch went out, and I said, Kurt, this guy's getting 15, 20 boards a game.
You did.
And what's the difference? He can shoot free throws. He's going to at least make one or two. Mitch goes to the line, and you're lucky if he makes one or two.
Yeah, it's
and
Kenny.
Hartenstein shooting 72% from the free throw line. I'll take that over
Kenny,
50%.
You called it. He's unplayable. You can't just give up possessions but missing 2 free throws.
I'm not trying to be funny, but if you can't shoot free throws normally like this, underhand.
Yeah.
It might be embarrassing, but you'll be the talk of the league. But hey, find a way to hit free throws. Damn it. Seriously. Find a way to hit free throws.
Somebody called up ESPN the other day, and me and Jen were driving back from where were we? Wherever we were going, we were driving back, we were laughing. And the guy goes, my first question is, you got 22 Knicks coaches or assistant people on the bench. He said, can somebody please teach Mitchell Robinson to shoot a free throw? He said, come on.
That was me. That was me telling John to tell him what to say. No, I'm kidding. But no, I wish I would have heard that, because I would have been like, I would have been next in line and calling the same thing.
We were crying.
I would have been doing the same thing. But
there's our other good friend, Jody Moncrief, Denver Bronco Roundup. Is Julius Randle being out huge or no big deal, Kenny? I'll let you get to that. You're the Randle guy.
That's a good one. That's a good question, Jody. I think it's big. I think it's big, but I also don't think it's as big of a deal as people think. If I'm making any sense, I'm gonna go. It's a loss. It's not huge, because we're winning without him. We won 50 games. We didn't win. We won probably. Randall's been out for how long, Kurt? Now
40, maybe 40 games.
Yeah,
he's been out.
We won around 25 to 30 games without him, Jody. So. Some of the guys we mentioned, Precious Achua, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, McBride, Anunoby in the trade. All these guys have stepped up since Julius has been out, and Hartenstein. These guys are going to step up in the playoffs. These are the guys that got us to the playoffs. So I'm going to say it's not as big as people think, Julius being out. And, he might be definitely expendable in my last segment there. And I'm a big Randle guy.
Kenny, can I answer that real quick?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Listen, Julius Randle, I mean, he really is the guy that probably started this whole turnaround, right? When we didn't get KD and Kyrie, he came, and it was him and not much. And hey, he got us to the postseason as the leader against Atlanta. We know what happens. But listen, I am not going to be a hypocrite on the show. I'm not going to be, what's the word? Not true to what I say. The postseason, the regular season does not matter. This is all about the postseason. He had a terrible postseason against Atlanta, terrible last year against Miami. He got hurt again. Now he's hurt and he's out. But this is what I think. I mean, I'm not going to say it doesn't hurt. I mean, the guy is a 2 out of the last 3 years or 2 out of the last 4 years. He's an all-NBA, not an all-star, an all-NBA player, right? Which is very hard to do. Right. So he's obviously a talented player. But what I think we need, even like last year, when it was, and I mentioned it before, when it was, okay, double and triple team Brunson, Miami, kick it out and make Randle a jump shooter. Can Randle hit jump shots? Yeah, but he's not, that's not his strength, right? But now, when I say, let me ask you this, Kenny, your career's on the line, or your coaching career's on the line. You want Julius Randle taking a jump shot, or Bogdanovich taking a jump shot? I want Bogdanovich. I want DiVincenzo. So it's not. I'm not saying. I will never say we're better without him, because you're not just better with. But I'm saying what we're going to need in this playoff journey we're starting on Saturday is outside shooting and we're better with Bogdanovich, DiVincenzo. You mentioned Miles McBride, even like Alex Burks. Burks is a better outside shooter than Randall, so we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. I mean, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but getting Bogdanovich was a huge move for us. Huge move where I'm not going to say Bogdanovich is going to do everything Randall does, but he could give us a lot of the scoring that Randall did, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I forgot to mention Bogdanovich. So let's just mention Bogdanovich. And what I want to see from Tibbs, especially in the playoffs, if someone's struggling like DiVincenzo, let's say, struggling, and he can't buy a basket, then damn it, bring in Alec Burks for 5-10 minutes, see if he's on. 5-10 minutes is not going to hurt you, Tibbs. If he's off, you take him out, you put DiVincenzo back in. But you never know. He never did it with Fournier. I don't want Burks to just be buried if somebody's struggling.
Great point. Great point.
Somebody struggles. I don't want to be 45 points at halftime because Brunson's the only one scoring and we got no second offense. McBride's struggling. DiVincenzo's struggling. Give Burks 5 to 10 minutes and see if he can light a spark.
Can I add something? Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
And just in the case too of, this is where last year was, okay, I know he had to play Randall because Randall's Randall, but Mitch is a great defender. Well, RJ's our second guy, and we have to play Josh Hart. Good, but not good, right? Because Mitchell Robinson can't shoot a lick. Josh Hart's not a good outside shooter. RJ Barrett's not a good outside shooter. Randall, And then obviously we had Brunson last year. This year now you got Anunoby, and you got either Hartenstein or say Mitch. So I know Bogdanovich is not a quote-unquote great defender. That's fine. That's fine. You got two all-world defenders in Robinson and Anunoby on the court. So it's okay if we have a lesser one, but we have an offensive threat. That's where last year you were banging the table for a Fournier last year, right? When you couldn't score. Bogdanovich has to play. Listen, he might be giving up a lot of points, but he could put the ball in the basket, and that's something we need. So that's where Tibbs has to go and say, listen, it can't just be the 5 best defensive players. It's obviously going to be Brunson. So say it's Anunoby and it's the Hartenstein or Mitch. Those other 2 spots. Hey, you know what? If you want Josh Hart and he does everything, but put Bogdanovich as that next guy. And I don't care if he's not a great defender. We need the scoring. He don't have to play 48 minutes, but we need the scoring. Like you said, give Burks a run if we're struggling. That's what we got to do. But I love Bogdanovich. I love him.
Yep. And it bothered me today. And these are the small things you see. Bogdanovich was hot today. He wasn't missing anything. And then you don't see him in crunch time in the fourth. Every time out, the guy's in his warm-up suit and T-shirt on. He knows he's not coming back in.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
If he's in his jersey, okay, he might be coming back in, but he's like I was like, who is that guy? I honestly said that from the distance. I was like, who is that guy?
Yeah, I
looked closer and I was like, that's Bogdanovich in a warm-up suit.
I think Bogdanovich has to be on the court in crunch time.
He does.
When we tie game, we're down.
Today we should have had been in.
He should have been in there, right?
I mean, well, joking
when that
aside,
game was tied,
no one was stopping. When that game was tied, no one was stopping Kobe White. Kobe White was blown right by.
Right. So what's the big deal? Get an offensive guy. Right.
Get an offensive guy in there that's hitting threes.
Right. No, I'm with you.
That's the only criticism
I got for Tibbs. But Tibbs is, Tibbs used to be stubborn. I'm not going to say he's still not stubborn, but it seems like he's open a little to Achua at the 5. Hey, I'll play Bogdanovich a little. We can't just rely on our defense and we got to play defense and just let Brunson outscore. I mean, it's not going to work. I mean, come on, Brunson can't, you can't do that in the NBA in a 7-game series. You're going to need, and I heard this the other day, Alan Hahn, great point. He said, you're like Bogdanovich is a guy that steals a game on the road because he goes for 36. And that's the guy Bogdanovich is. And let's go.
Yep. All right, Kerry, want to move on to the next thing I got for you?
Absolutely.
I want to talk about Jalen Brunson. Okay. And I want to talk about two things. First, I want to talk about MVP. And what is the meaning of MVP for you in any sport, or what's the definition of MVP?
Most valuable, meaning if he's not on your team's not going anywhere.
Thank you. Very, very well. Short words. Couldn't agree more with that meaning. I was reading an article. These are the top 10 right now MVP this year coming up. You ready to hear them? And
Yep.
You tell me if they deserve to be on this list where they are, or they don't deserve to be on this list. Because Brunson's not in the top 10, by the way.
That's
Okay. So you said most valuable to a team. If you're not on there, meaning if you're not playing, you're not going to win games, this and that. Jokic, number one,
yeah.
deserves to be there. SGA, Shea
Yeah.
Gilgeous-Alexander,
Yeah.
absolutely deserves to be there. Luka Doncic, number 3.
Yeah.
I think he deserves to be there. Okay. Greek Freak, number 4.
No.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
No.
Bucks should have been in the running for the 1 seed. They're what now? The 4 seed, 3 seed,
3 seed,
3 seed. Yeah, we leapfrogged the Bucks, and how's that working for you? But I got a little Greek Freak for you a little later, so you're gonna enjoy that. But a couple more. Try and remember some guys on the list. Anthony Davis on the list.
No, he never plays. No.
He sat out because he had a headache and nausea the other day.
No.
And you're going for a play-in. You're fighting for a play-in tournament.
Yeah, I read it said, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely playing in the playoff game." I hope you're playing in a playing game.
That's sitting out because you got nausea and a headache. You can't take Imodium, and you can't take an Advil to get rid of a headache. I mean, I had a headache the other day. I took 2 Advil. My headache was gone in 15 minutes.
A joke. That's a joke.
So, to me, is that valuable? No.
No.
Here's one for you. Domantas Sabonis is number 6 on this list.
No. Look how they regressed. They're in a play, and they're number what?
They
Number 9.
Regressed 100%.
Number 9.
Okay.
No.
A couple Phoenix Suns are on this list.
No.
Devin Booker and Kevin Durant.
No.
I don't think they played 5 games together all year.
No. And they're another team. They just escaped the play, and they're the 6th seed now. Underachieved. Absolutely not.
Oh, and if Jason Tatum's on the list, he deserves to be there.
Yeah,
Celtics, because of their record, somebody had to be on that list.
Somebody has to be on there. Somebody has to be on there.
Oh, that's the I think I forgot one, but that's the guys that are on there before Jalen Brunson.
It's a joke.
It's a fraud award. It's a fraud award. And you know what? It's the best thing for Brunson, because it tells you a lot about Brunson's character. He could be on there saying, how come, I deserve to be MVP. He could be doing signs to the Garden saying MVP.
He's not worried about that.
He's not worried about that. He's a team player. He's the most valuable player to the Knicks, and that's what matters most.
Yep.
And the other quick one I had, do you think he deserves to be in the first team? They were talking about this today and getting rid of Greek Freak out of first team All-NBA this year.
Yeah. I mean, this guy finished, what was it, third in scoring or 4th in scoring? I mean, yeah. I mean, and he's doing it in New York, like in the Mecca, where there hasn't been a point guard in years. Turned his team into a championship contender. What he does in the postseason last year, like, again, he doesn't run and hide in the postseason. He was better in the postseason. Absolutely. He should be first team All-NBA. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely. I said I've called the point guards are equivalent to a franchise quarterback, and we got one now because it's the leader of the team. The point guard's the leader of the team, and then the other positions are wide receiver, running back, and your offensive line, right? So he centers your offensive line. Your forwards are your wide receiver, and your shooting guards the running back. So we got all of them in place with our franchise guy, Brunson. So Brunson's like the Patrick Mahomes. He's like really equivalent to Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, without the titles yet, but those titles hopefully are coming.
Let's go.
And but he is arguably top point guard in the league.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. Is there a point guard you would take over him?
No, Lillard's regressed,
Right.
and I would have
SGA?
had Lillard up there. I would have had
I'm
Lillard
still
up there.
taking Brunson over SGA.
Yeah, because SGA plays in a small market. How would he do in that big market? Brunson showed he can do it in New York.
Right.
Brunson's going to
Do it
do it
and
in.
beyond.
He'll
Do
do
it
it
and
in
beyond.
Oklahoma City. So I take Brunson
Me too.
over SGA.
Me
Not
too.
taking anything away from SGA because I like SGA.
Yep, me too.
But Brunson by far. I want to do one more with you, and then you can open agenda at the end if you want,
Okay.
Kurt. I want to talk about 2025. We joked around, right? So, all joking aside, let's hope our Knicks can get a championship this year and make, I want to see them get a championship. I want to see a deep run into the playoffs. Okay. Just said we got our franchise guy. Does this mean that not necessarily free agency? I got some names here that some players that may not be happy or some teams that may be looking to blow it up next year and rebuild because they got some aging veterans. And I think some of these guys, if not all of these guys on this list, would help the Knicks. I just want to know what you would give up because we have 7 first-round picks, right?
I think we can move up to 7 first-round picks, tradable picks.
So we have 7 first-round picks.
Guys, real quick, I want to get this comment from David Slade, our good friend, Kenny. I want to ask you, can anyone in the East beat Boston 4 out of 7 times?
Great question, Dave. Hey, Dave, check for those listening, check out Dave's company, Willow Blends and Seasonings, Kurt. Great seasonings. I put he's got willowblendsandseasonings.com. Great rubs and sauces. I've been using the High Elevation Domination, Kurt, on steaks. It's a salt, pepper, and garlic rub. You like Steve's Sizzling Steaks in New Jersey? You would love Dave's dry rub, very similar to their
Maggie sauce,
to their sauce that they put on the steaks. But yeah, great question, Dave. Can anyone in the East beat Boston 4 times? I'm not saying this because I'm a Knicks fan, Dave. I'm saying it because if you look at the last couple times the Knicks have played Boston, we match up with them. I think we match up best with them. Now we have to get there to be able to beat them, So what I mean by matching up with them, our bench is way deeper than their bench. And I think we have enough defense in Anunoby and a Miles McBride off our bench that can pester Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Porzingis would be the wild card, the one that I'd be worried about covering a little bit because of his size. But I'm going to say our Knicks, Kurt, can beat them. I don't know if anybody else can. What about you?
Well, you know why I'm going to pick the Knicks and listen, because Boston's got, the better, when you want to say trio of stars, right? With Tatum, Brown, Porzingis against, whatever. Listen, I'm still taking Brunson, but here's why. Boston can get punched in the mouth, right? And you know what? What team punches in the mouth? Our New York Knicks, right? So that's the thing. Like, that's how you got to beat the Celtics, right? You got to be physical with them. And you know what? You got to get Porzingis and just beat him and just constantly beat him up for 7 games where he's like, I don't want no part. You've seen him in the past. Like, I don't want no part. Even like a Tatum and a Brown, now they got Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's like that tough player, but as a mentality of a team, like they're mental, like what's their, like Dave said, Boston, another choke job, right? Like that's the thing. Like, is it in their head? And, here come the Knicks, right? Listen, the Knicks can be down 8 and here they come. They keep coming. They keep coming. They keep coming.
Like today. Like today.
A team that's just going to physically just wear on you for 7 games. That's why I think it could be the Knicks, because the Knicks are going to do that. They're going to be physical, man. They're going to punch them right in the mouth, play defense in them. So listen, like you said, we got to get there. They got to get there. But if they do, listen, I'm going to say the Knicks have a chance.
I like our chances against Boston, but we have to get there. That's the key, because it is a long playoffs, and just because we got the 2 seed
doesn't mean anything.
2 to 6 is evenly matched by 2 games.
Yeah,
so it's going to be a battle. But I think Dave, I think you guys out in Colorado, if Denver gets to the finals and it's Boston again, yes, there will be another choke
Oh
job
my
from Boston.
God. Dave
Denver will
saying
take them.
Denver and Knicks finals would be fun. How awesome would that be?
That would be great with you guys, man.
That
That'd be
would
a
be
lot of fun.
awesome.
We'll have to have a show with everybody, Kurt,
Oh,
out there. We'll,
oh
we'll,
my
we'll
God.
have Dave, we'll have Matt, we'll have Jody, we'll have everybody. We'll be outnumbered, Kurt. We'll have to bring some of our Knick fans on with us.
I want Dave to answer this question. Okay. You know, I was 100%, I was going to say, and I actually have a future bet with them that the Nuggets to come out of the West. I did it already. I have actually them and the Avalanche both coming out of the West, but for hockey and NBA. But so I was all in on the Nuggets. I'm still all in. But
No
Dave,
Rockies?
no Rockies. But Dave, I want to ask Dave, does it matter that they're the 2 and not the 1 now? Or is it either, okay, in your thoughts, in your opinion, Dave, OKC is not even going to get to those Eastern Conference Finals, or even if you do have to play OKC, that you'll beat them. You don't need the home court advantage to beat them. So does it matter for you? Because I think when the Nuggets are 1 seed, they're going to the finals. It's impossible. It's almost impossible to beat them on that home court in the playoffs. But now that they don't have the home court throughout, does that matter? Or OKC isn't a true 1, and even if you got to play them, you'll be able to beat them on the road. I want to see Dave's response to that.
Yeah, I like Dave's answer. I'm going to say it doesn't matter. That's going to be my opinion.
I think so.
Jokic in the playoffs,
yeah,
and Murray as the leader.
I think so too.
Murray at the quarterback and Jokic, there's Dave.
Yeah, I agree with him. I agree with him on that. I don't think anybody, again, it's to win this game, to win that game, but 4 out of 7 against that team, I don't see it. I really, really don't see how, I mean, God forbid, injuries or something like that. But if they're somewhat healthy, like stay how they are, I still think they're going to come out of the West. I don't see them losing home games. I really don't. So now, okay, I got to go win, one of 4. And I mean, just you're the champs. You got the best player in basketball. You got a guy like Murray, a sniper. So,
right.
What we did against Minnesota showed what this team can do in the playoff. Yeah. Listen, I still think, I'll tell you this right now. If it's chalk and it's Boston, Denver, I'm
all in on Denver.
Yeah. I still think
choke
right
job,
now,
like Dave said. Yeah, it would probably be over in 6.
Yeah, I think Denver's the best team in basketball still.
Me too.
And now you got the history of being champs already. So you got that. You've been there. You've done it. Along with that, the home court advantage. I'm going to still say Denver's the best.
Oklahoma City, Minnesota,
yeah,
great seasons.
Not yet.
Great seasons. New Orleans, great season.
But
the other teams, Dallas and them, aging veterans. It's Denver's to lose.
Yeah.
The only way Denver loses is if something crazy happens. But
and Dave's saying Denver was 2-0. Yeah, I think they buried them the first time.
They match up great against them. They're
but here's the difference. Porzingis, the Porzingis, Jokic, the Porzingis, those guys defend him, but Porzingis can't guard a soul, right?
No.
Porzingis can't guard a soul. The problem is so Jokic now just destroys him, where you can't even play Porzingis against Jokic. So that's a total mismatch. And again, Porzingis is the guy, you're right, Kenny, where it's he's the difference because he could do this, he could do that. But you got to punish him on the offensive end when you're on offense. And, that's where, we have a little problem because we don't go to our centers aren't offensive guys. Denver with Jokic just destroys him because Porzingis is no match to guard. He can't guard, he can't guard Jokic at all.
No.
So it's a mismatch.
Right. I got a couple ones for you, Kurt. Just do 2025 real quick. Mention that, we got our quarterback now, the point guard, right? The franchise quarterback. So some guys that may want to sign, some guys may not be happy. I'm not doing the free agents. Some teams that may decide they want to blow it up, or you got a star that's not happy, or both, So I just want to know, if you would trade for this guy. And you said we had 7 picks, so I want to know what it would take, picks or players who you would give up for him. Would you give up the farm? Would you give up the whole bench? Would you give up a star player? All right. Warriors is my bold prediction that they're going to blow it up next year. So there's two guys on there I think the Knicks can obviously use. One's Klay Thompson. The other one, I think, very bold prediction of mine, Mr. Steph Curry to the New York Knicks next year, Kurt.
Well, let me just say this, and it was funny because me and Jen were just talking about this before we went on the show. We were going over scenarios, and again, I say on this on football, I say this with Aaron Judge, I say it with Dak Prescott. Okay, as a diehard Knicks fan, I love this team, I do, but this is business, man. Like what you just did for 82 games, that's over with. This is, we want a championship. Okay. So I love Dante DiVincenzo. I do. But I'm telling you right now, if he shoots 21% from three in this playoff, I might have to move on from him. If I can upgrade, like I could get Curry, I have to. Because our window is
Curry's my bold one. Let's do a more realistic one.
But wait. Our window, we have maybe the best point guard in basketball, or one of them. Our window is small to get this championship. I can't fool around. So a lot of people are going to be, anybody's available. Besides Brunson, anybody, DiVincenzo, you want to be a Knick? Hey, shoot the lights out in the 3-point thing. But Klay, I would take Klay. I would take Klay and have a /starter/reserve role and, play 20, 25 minutes. And hey, in a postseason when we need to knock down shots, you knock down shots. Curry, I don't think he's going to go anywhere. They're opening the new arena. He's, I think, a warrior for life.
Yeah, that was bold. That's a bold prediction of mine. The Klay Thompson's more realistic, Kurt. What would you give up for Klay? Would you give up a bunch of draft picks? Would you give up a Mitchell Robinson with some draft picks, et cetera, et cetera?
I'd give up. I'm not giving up a lot of draft picks.
No.
I mean, everybody you're about to name, I bet is going to be higher on the list than Klay. But I still
All
like
right. So
Klay.
DiVincenzo, and does he go back to Golden State if Klay is in talks for a trade?
No. I'm not doing that.
You could probably get Klay for a couple draft picks, and maybe Mitch Robinson might be the guy you
right.
move.
Yes.
He takes over the Draymond Green role.
Yeah, because Golden State's got to blow it. If Golden State, especially they get beat here, and Dave's calling it Klay on the downside of his career, in my opinion. I agree. Our good friend Keith Bregman, Denver Bronco Roundup. Good evening, K&K Sports Shows, the gurus of all things New York. I'll get to that question in a second. Nice saying, I'll give up all my draft picks for the chance of keeping all we have just to add a Greek freak.
That's my next. I got that guy on the list. So you know what? I'll go to him next, and then we'll get Keith's question, Kurt.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, Nice and everybody out there listening, I think there's a couple guys that maybe as Knicks fans, we want to see a couple teams lose early in the playoffs. Obviously, I want to see the Sixers lose to the Heat, because I want Mr. Joel Embiid to be unhappy and want to come to New York. I already think Greek Freak is unhappy. You look at, they got blown out today by 20-something points to the Magic. Doc Rivers has done absolutely nothing there. Lillard has regressed. Lillard's had a down season. I think Greek Freak may want out if they're an early exit. And like Nice said, I give up all the draft picks for the chance of getting a Greek Freak. I'm putting all my chips in, Kurt.
Me too.
And give them a player. Hey, if it costs a Julius Randle, I gotta do it.
It probably will.
If it costs a Mitchell Robinson and
you do it.
An Anunoby, I gotta do it.
You got to do it. And you know what, Kenny? There's a lot of, I think, we talk about who's available, and I just think this summer is different. And I just think, one, with the luxury tax, and things are going to change with contracts, and you have a lot of teams who are just stuck in mud, right? Like, for example, Phoenix, right? If they don't, it's you got to do something, right? Greek Freak ain't going to sit there and say, I'm going to spend the rest of my career with Damian Lillard, who's older, making $63 million. Embiid, that could be available. Donovan Mitchell, you're going to get a lot of people that are going to go and say, listen, this isn't working. I'm not gonna rot for the rest of my career here in Phoenix. It's just not gonna work. So Booker's got to go. Maybe Durant goes and B goes. So Greek Freak, I'm all in with this one too. Whatever it takes. You give me Greek Freak and you pair him with Brunson. That's the best 1-2 punch in basketball. I mean, you're probably the favorites to win the whole damn thing. You got to go get Greek Freak.
I got a couple more, but let's get Keith's question first, Kurt. You want to read Keith's question first?
Yeah.
And then we'll do,
Who is the biggest offensive threat besides Brunson for the Knicks? Listen, I know you're going to say DiVincenzo. I'm saying Bogdanovich. He's had huge postseasons before. The guy is just pure money in these jump shots. He creates his own shots. He could post up. I'm going to say Bogdanovich, and he's been there and done it in the postseason. He's had great postseasons with Utah and Detroit in the past. I'm going Bogdanovich.
I'm gonna not go DiVincenzo. I'm gonna say you got to get Anunoby some offense because you need somebody in the backcourt. You got Brunson bringing it up and being your main offensive guy. I don't want everything in the front court. I want somebody in the backcourt to be an option. So you got Bogdanovich, and I'll go with Anunoby. Get me that around 20 a game and be the second guy. That's what we said earlier in the show. So I'm going to go Anunoby as mine, Kurt.
Okay.
Thanks for the question there, Keith. Good
Thank
question.
You.
Got a couple more, Kurt. I'm going to save the best for last, in my opinion. So I'm going to go. I really think this team is going to blow it up once again. Somebody's going to be unhappy after the season, and that's Mr. Kevin Durant, the Phoenix Suns. I'm going to add Mr. Devin Booker in there as well. Any of them come to New York next year in a trade? Would you take either one of them? Because Durant, would you take Durant?
Yes.
You still would take Durant?
Yes.
I'm on the fence with Durant. I really am. I'm on the fence because the guy's never happy. And how would he handle New York media after not succeeding in Brooklyn? I don't know if he'd be a good fit here. But I'm all in on Devin Booker for offense. I'm all in.
Yeah, I'm doing it for both of them. I'm going to get both of them. And Booker again, but Booker, Booker would be the best one to take. I'm still taking Durant. I mean, if I could keep my core and it's going to cost me draft picks and Randall, I mean, how do you not do that? Right? I mean, Randall's going to go because Randall could be productive. Randall's going to have the stats and all that stuff. And he's the, 2-time All-NBA, and he's got the salary that's almost going to match like a KD. So he'll go. So what are you losing? You're losing a couple picks and Randall, and you could slide him in. I mean, there's Keith, and Keith's making a great point. There's a problem with the Knicks. Besides Brunson, I think we have a lot of questions. Who can step up? You need that number 2 guy in the playoffs. I mean, would you take KD as a number 2 guy? I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I want to read.
Let's catch up on the comments.
Couple comments from Nice saying, Anthony Edwards, a Greek Freak. We should add one of those to our current roster and just give up all we have for next year, a couple of years. There's no need to worry. We are set for the next 5. I agree. He's saying, I'll pass on KD after throwing many shades to us while he was playing for the Nets. Don't want him.
Keith, I'm with Nice on that. I don't want Durant neither. And just real quick on Nice. You know what, Nice? I'm with you with no need to worry. We're set for the next 5 years. Those draft picks, you trade them, they're going to be in the 20s because we're a playoff team. Where are those draft picks going to be? So when you say we got 7 draft picks, I don't want to keep building draft picks. They're not going to be lottery picks. So if somebody wants 5 or 6 draft picks for one of these star players, I'm giving those 5 or 6 picks up because they're going to be picks in the 20s, right, and they're going to be bench players and role players at best. So I'm all in on bringing a star in for a lot of draft picks. Sorry, Kurt, you said you want to get back to comments.
Nice is saying 1,000. Well, I mean 1,000, 10,000%.
Wow, that's a big percentage there. Nice, I love it. Love it. We're on the same page.
Keith, last one. I'll do a quick hitter for you. Last one for me. Give me one rule change you would make in the NBA, Kenny.
Oof, let me think about that one. Uh,
I want to go back to
I
90s
got it.
style
I got
basketball.
one. I would give, I'd like I would give coaches a second challenge, only if they lose a challenge. So they're afraid to challenge early because they only got one challenge. I would give them an extra challenge, and, more. I would have, I know it's a faster paced game, but on an out of balance play, there should be a ref up above like the NFL calling down with under 2 minutes in the game. If there's a foul or a play that is questionable, there should be a replay official.
Can I throw one at you real quick?
Yeah,
Would you like to do the 1-and-1s like they do in college instead of just giving
I
2
like
free
that.
throws?
Yeah, I like that.
Right? I mean, hey,
I
make
like
it,
that.
like you sit there and there's a lot of people and you watch and it's like, all right, 2 free throws if you hit one, but you missed that first front end of that 1-and-1. Different ball game now. Dave's saying give them one per half and you get a third if you're successfully challenged. I like that.
I like that. Like I said, I know it's harder with replay, but a ball goes out of bounds and you clearly know they made the wrong call. There should be a replay official.
Yeah, and I
under 2 minutes, or under 1 minute, when it's meaningful, there should be a replay official.
I love this one, Keith. The rule change for me. Give me back the hand check. I want that. I want. I said it. I want 90 styles basketball. I want 90 style basketball. I really do. I don't want to. I hate when it's like Luka Doncic is 21 for 24 from the foul line. I mean, stop. He shouldn't be shooting 24 foul shots. Come on. I mean, just it shouldn't happen. It's watered down. So hey, let him earn it. And you know what? If you got 90, if you got 84 to 80 games, you got 84 to 80 games. Let them earn it. Don't just give somebody 20 points from the foul line. So I'm with them.
Here's one for you, like the 3-point foul. Maybe that should be like a 1-on-1 instead of giving them 3 free throws.
But that's on the defense. You should, don't foul it shooting 3.
Right.
That's well, my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't know. If you're dumb enough to shoot it, to foul a 3-point shooter, you should be penalized for that.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. My last player for you. There's probably some more, Kurt, but my last one for you is your guy, Donovan Mitchell. What would you do to bring him to New York? Would you give up the whole team except Brunson?
No, now I'm not giving up the whole team because you know what? That you had your opportunity, Cleveland. You didn't want to do it. And now Donovan Mitchell, and I said this to you last year, it's squarely on you. Because one thing, if you remember, he's going to be entering his last season. He becomes a free agent next summer, not this summer, next summer, right? So he's got 1 year left. So you know what? If you want to be a New York Knick, okay, he has every power in it to become a New York Knick by doing 2 things. One, I'm not signing an extension. I am not signing an extension. Stop asking Cleveland. I'm not going to sign an extension. And 2, if you trade me, I'm just letting everybody know you're going to trade me to Phoenix. I'm not signing there. I will not re-sign there, Phoenix. Just going to go. We're going to trade you Sacramento. I will not be re-signing there. Where will you resign? I will resign with the New York Knicks. That's what you do. And then you know what? It's on him because now I don't have to give up the farm for him because Cleveland's not going to lose him for nothing. They can't. They gave up too much for him. So now you want to play poker. You want to do, let's play poker. Let's go. Because, And you know what you say? I'm not resigning anywhere because I'll go as a rental and then I'm going to the Knicks. That's how you get to the Knicks. So Mitchell, you want to become a Knick? Let's go play a little hardball. But I'm still giving up for him. I love him, man. He wants to be in New York. He wants to be a Knick. So I'm taking him.
Yep, I agree, Kurt. I got, we're going to give predictions in a second, but I got one quick hitter question for you. Where are the Nets fans these playoffs?
Yeah, what Kenny, do the Nets play Saturday or Sunday this week?
The Mets or the Nets? No, I know. I got to clean my ears because I thought you said Nets.
Wait. Bobby Blackjack blocked this stream. Eddie Murphy blocked this stream. Ryan Scoop Woodhams blocked the stream. Where are the Net fans? When do they play? I can't find on my phone when they're playing it. Come on.
When they got Durant and Irving,
Come
we
on.
couldn't hear the end of them. So now we're having our fun. For those who don't know, Nice, Keith, Dave, they were all having fun with us a couple of years ago when Durant and Irving went to Brooklyn. We're going to win the championships now. We're going to take over New York, and the Knicks are going to be the second team in New York, and yada, yada, yada. So just throwing a little jab at them guys. So that's the reason why I mentioned that Nets to Kurt. I almost forgot to do it.
Absolutely. Nice to say, I'll pass on Donovan Mitchell. We need a player that by default can defend at a high level. That's why I would love an Anthony Edwards and someone that can shoot and create. Listen,
Ant-Man would be amazing in New York, though. I never thought about that one. I didn't even have him on the list here, so that's a good one.
Keep saying ha 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 Brooklyn.
Yeah, I thought the Mets or the Nets.
Dave's saying Durant has not done anything since leaving. But
he's right. He's right. He's 100% right. And he's unhappy everywhere he goes. So
you know what's just crazy though? Okay, you know what's crazy is not that he let, but he followed Kyrie Irving. Like Kevin Durant shouldn't follow anybody. Kevin Durant was coming off of, I know he had their injury, but when they won with gold, he was the man. I know it's Steph's team or whatever, but he told LeBron, the hell out of here. I'm dominating this finals and MVP. And he could have did it, and he decided to go to Brooklyn because he got sold by Kyrie Irving. I mean, how stupid could he be? Seriously.
There was a question we missed earlier, Kurt, from Dave. He's laughed with a laughing emoji. LeBron to New York, but that's a more, that's not out of the question because of his son Bronny.
Well, it's not. You know what? I could just see you. I am not a LeBron James fan. Ken.
Me neither.
You know that. Okay, listen. I could start.
We're more old school. We're the more we lived with Jordan.
I never
we lived with the heartbreaks of losing to Jordan all them years.
Right.
That
we
had
talk
to respect
about frauds. Listen to me. He's the biggest fraud in sports. He had a run to play with Dwayne Wade and those guys in Miami. Then, then I'm going home and I want to go home. No, you didn't go. You went home because you got garbage in you made Miami a garbage, whatever, by all the trades you made as the GM. And actually, Pat Riley, who I don't like, you told Pat Riley you want Spoelstra fired, and Riley said to you, "You're gone. Get the hell out of here." And then so you said, "I want to go home." You only went home because you had a young Kyrie Irving and you traded for Kevin Love. Then after you were home, you said, "Well, I made all these bad deals, Tristan Thompson, Max deal. I'm going to go to the Lakers." So stop. He's ring chasing. He's doing all that kind of thing. And I could try to see him getting the credit to being the person to come over on the Knicks and stuff like that. Hey, you want to come and be part, it's not your team. I'm not going to say no, but you know what? I could see him trying to jump on a bandwagon late, but hey, he had his shot.
Yeah, Dave's with us. He doesn't like LeBron either. And then one more from Keith, if you want to read it, Kurt.
Kyrie bailed on Cleveland. KD bailed on Golden State. Both thought they were too big to play with the star on their team. Yeah, great point. But you know what? Listen, they have to be one of the biggest disappointment teams in NBA history and maybe professional sport history. I mean, they never played a conference finals. They never got out of the second round. Think about it. They never got out of the second round. Remember, they got DeAndre Jordan. They got who else?
Yeah.
Blake Griffin. Then they got Harden. They fired. They went to the Nets for the culture that Kenny Atkinson built, but then they fired him. Then they wanted Steve Nash. Then they fired him. Come on, come on. They're not. They're not leaders. They're not ones. They're not. I'm sorry. They're not. They got to be associated with another star. That's fine, but you can't put them as all-time greats and stuff if you can't do it. Can't do it. Kenny, let's get to this before we wrap it up.
Yeah.
Real quick. Who do you want? Philly or Miami?
I don't. I wouldn't mind either because you know what, we're gonna have to beat some good teams in the playoffs. But you got me picking one because of our rivalry with Miami. I want Miami.
Yeah, me too. I want Miami. Again, listen, you play who you have to play. I love the fact of we're going to lose because we don't want to play Miami or we don't want Philly with Embiid. Bring it on. This team don't care. We don't care. You know
Yeah,
what? You're in our house.
it
You're
almost
more.
looks like I didn't watch the Bucks game, but it almost looks like they were
They tank.
tanking
Yeah, they tank.
tanking to play in
Yeah.
Indiana. Be careful what you wish
Right.
for
They
because
still might not beat
Indiana put
Indiana.
up 160 points today.
Right.
Just
Uh,
saying. Just
right.
saying. So be careful what you wish for, Milwaukee, because you're not playing that well. And you're going to force Mr. Greek Freak out, and he will be with the New York Knicks in 2025. So
Dave
be
saying
careful what you wish for.
Dave's saying Philly may be the scariest team in the East right now. Listen, they are.
Hey, Embiid is and a healthy Embiid really changes that team. So it's again, he wasn't eligible because he missed a lot of games, but that's the meaning of MVP. If he was healthy, he'd be in the running.
Real quick, Keith is asking, is there anyone on the Celtics you would welcome to the Knicks? I would take Drew Holiday. I think he would be he's like a perfect Knick player,
Yeah.
tough, winner, champion.
If I had my choice, I'm a Jason Tatum fan. He just
Okay.
unfortunately plays on the Celtics, but Drew Holiday, I agree with you. Definitely not Porzingis.
No, no. All right. And last thing, Kenny, who's coming out of that game? Who are we going to get?
I'm going to go with Miami with the upset because Adebayo can cover Embiid. So I think Miami, Spoelstra, great, probably the best, in my opinion, the best coach in the NBA,
Okay.
gets into the playoffs.
I'm going to take Philly at home. I'm going to take Philly at home. I think in a 1-game series, I think Embiid can get through. I don't think health will be the issue for 1 game. So, hey, they have to, play him 40 minutes. They play him 40 minutes. And I think Miami's going to be in a reality check. You look at Miami sometimes and some Miami wins or, they sometimes tend to just, get a stinker in there and get beat pretty bad. I think there's a lot of pressure on Philly. I think both teams are going to get in because I think whoever loses this will beat the Bulls or Atlanta.
They're playing hard. Watch out for Billy Donovan pulling off an upset.
Yeah. Yeah. Keith's saying Miami, I think Spoelstra's defense will wear them down.
Possible. Right, yeah, real quick, Dave's saying Philly may be the scariest team. They may be, but I think the Garden's the scariest place to play. Dave in the East.
That's the difference. And I said this, and I said it to Scoops last year. You remember? And I said to Scoops Game 3, watch it on Friday night. There's nothing like Madison Square Garden in the Knicks playoff. There's nothing. I'm sorry. It's just that crowd is. You heard Mike Breen when he went on the air, and if not, YouTube it. And Mike Breen when he came on MSG, and he was just like, I can't hear. I
know.
I can't hear a thing in this place. And
I get chills when I think
that wasn't even introductions. It was warm-ups. And just the Garden is a different animal. And Kenny, I'm hyped and ready to go, man. I don't care who we play. There's a part of me that wants Miami like Mark. But let's go. I mean, this team now, for the years we've had it, I mean, not only win championship, but how down we've been. We're a championship contender. We got a great coach, and we got an MVP caliber point guard and leader on this team. So let's go Knicks, baby. I'm ready. We'll probably be doing something else, a little preview.
Yeah, I don't want to do predictions tonight because we don't even know who we're playing.
Do
so we'll do some shorter videos throughout the playoffs. Check out Kurt on Friday night. He's going to put somebody in his freezer. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, live.
So it's always fun to watch.
Absolutely, someone's going
ice the player in the freezer.
Tradition. That's a tradition since '94.
And Dave brings up a great point. Come try and breathe in Denver. Yeah. That's another home court advantage, and that's who I truly say that. And Dave saying great show. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Real quick, Dave and Matt got a show on Colorado Sports Connection. I'm not sure if they're doing Friday night. 8:30 Eastern time every week, or if that was just this first week. But check them out. They got a Broncos show. They just started as well. Keith saying, I think the Garden has a curse on the Knicks in the playoffs. Sorry, gentlemen, break the curse. Hey, curses are made to be broken.
Absolutely. Kenny, my last thing before I go is here's what I don't want. The schedule hasn't come out, but next Thursday night, I don't want a Knick game and the NFL draft on, oh my God, with the quarterback, with the Broncos chasing a quarterback and the Knick game. Oh my God, Jen's going to have to like medically watch me, make sure I'm okay. So 8:30 Eastern on Fridays.
Great, Dave. Yeah, I'm at work usually on Fridays, but I'll try and comment as much as I can. Great Broncos show, and Keith as well. And Keith as well. Broncos shows shortly after Dave's 9 p.m. Eastern time. Check out Keith and the Denver Bronco Roundup guys. Great friends of ours. So 2 Broncos shows Friday night, Kurt. Friday night Broncos.
Let's go, baby. It's time, guys. It's time.
Hey, go. Great job. Show's great, guys, because of you all. Dave, appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. Absolutely. Keith, as always. Jody was in a little earlier. Nice on YouTube. PA Scratcher guy earlier in the show. Jenny Hoops, and I know I missed some others. Albert, some other people. Thank you so much for joining us. That's why the show's fun. Yeah. And you guys make the show great. We just come on and do our best to answer your questions and keep it entertaining for you all. But go Knicks, get the freezer.
Go Knicks, baby. Friday night live.
Somebody freezer burn on Friday. Let's go.
Let's go.